Guys, they've done it. The people at Dior have made another fantastic Sauvage flanker. They've smashed it out of the park with Elixir. It's probably going to sell well in the next 5 years. There's going to be no variety in the fragrance game. This video is my attempt at adding variety to people's collections. Let's get into it. Class is in session. This video will probably be called something like 10 fragrances to own to have a well-rounded collection. I'm going to try and avoid the very popular sense. We're going to try to add some uniqueness here to this video, and I think that every collector should have fragrances for 5 different scenarios. So if you want to buy just 10 fragrances, buy these and you'll have a good variety of both affordable and more expensive fragrances. Let's get into it. In the versatile category, you want a fragrance that's ultimately fresh with a hint of sweetness, being overall balanced and long-lasting, and being memorable. That's the vibe we're going for in this video. So we're not going to have any blue fragrances. The first fragrance I'm going to suggest that is affordable and very high quality is Rocha's Moustache EDP. If you know this fragrance, it is a clone of YSL's Tuxedo, which if you go on YouTube, you'll see that a lot of people, including the attractive female reviewers, will say that is the sexiest men's fragrance of all time.
Guys, go and buy this fragrance right now. I'm telling you right now, blind buy it, whatever you want to do, go and buy this fragrance right now.
I disagree with that. However, it is a very good fragrance, but I would never buy it whilst this exists. This is basically 98% similar to YSL Tuxedos at 1/10 of the price. It's phenomenal. I don't know how they got it so close. It smells super high quality. It literally smells like an expensive niche fragrance. This is like a fresh rose. If you like a fresh rose fragrance, go for this. It lasts about 8 hours as well. The only drawback is this is not a loud fragrance. It's pretty much a skin, well, close to the skin fragrance for the whole 8 hours. So if people do get close and smell you, they'll realize how expensive you smell. Or you can spend more money and go for this hidden gem. Acqua di Parma's Oud. Everyone's looking for a good oud fragrance these days. This, for the money, is extremely good value. It is like a citrusy, aquatic oud that is balanced. Not a lot of oud fragrances can be worn as your signature all year round. This is very nicely composed. It's very elegant. You have to dress well for this, I think. And it's got a good amount of projection, moderate amount I'd say at the very least, with 12 hours longevity. I think this is a hidden gem, and I think it's a very good oud fragrance for being less than $100. Make sure to get this at a discounted website. You can usually find Acqua di Parma fragrances there. Check out Oud. Do not sleep on this. These 2 fragrances are going to make you smell like a boss in the office/workplace. Ferragamo's F Black. This is your affordable option. This is apple, black pepper, and lavender. It's got a sharp, very professional, very much CEO type of vibe, like a lot of people in the community know. If you don't like black pepper, you won't like this though. It is very pungent with that note, but overall I'd say for a $25 fragrance, this smells very high quality. It lasts a good amount of time, at least 8 hours. Very good value for money for the office. Or you go for the King Terre d'Hermès Eau de Toilette. A masterpiece fragrance, one of the few 10 out of 10s that I judge in my collection. This is literally a boss in a bottle. It can be used as your signature as well in general, in my opinion, but I think for the office this is perfect. Dress sharply in a suit. You'll smell very earthy, masculine with a nice hint of orange. I love this fragrance. It's a masterpiece by Jean-Claude Ellena. This is made in 2006 or 2009 and it's still timeless. I think this will be a timeless classic for many, many years. Check out the Terre d'Hermès line if you haven't already. I recommend you do start off with the EDT. When it comes to date nights, you want a fragrance that's going to smell sexy, inviting, and definitely I think in this category it's more important to be memorable. You don't want to smell like every other guy she's gone on dates with. You can also use these as general evening scents. Prada Luna Rosa Black is the more affordable option here. Again, very close to the skin. It's a very unique scent. It's very difficult to describe. I wish we had smell-o-vision right now, but think of like a lotion that you apply on yourself. It's not going to project loudly off you, but it's got this very dark, sexy, inviting, almost edgy bad boy effect to this. It's sweet, it's very well blended, it's very smooth all the way from the very beginning. It lasts about 6 hours. I think this is one of the best creations from Prada and it's their most unique scent for sure. And then there's this masterpiece, Dior Homme Intense. You do have to like Iris for this entire line in general. This smells very powdery. It's got a very chocolatey vibe as well. So think of like a very handsome man who has a powdery chocolate aura around him. Again, this is more fancy fragrance. Use this for special occasions in general. But if you're gonna go on a date, make sure you're dressed nice and sharp whilst wearing this. It lasts maybe 10 hours on myself. I see some of you boys, especially in the UK, have got both your COVID jabs. You're ready to go back out into the world, partying, clubbing, loud events, and you want to smell incredible. We're not going to mention Versace Eros or Paco Rabanne 1 Million here. We're going to stay unique and start off with this fragrance. Halloween Man's X. A very good, affordable clubbing fragrance. It mixes a combination of sharp freshness with coffee and vanilla. This does have a slight similarity to Eros with that vanilla, but overall this is a lot more unique. This will make you stand out. It's got a moderate amount of projection, lasts 8 hours. It's a general good evening scent, but bear in mind this does smell very youthful. I think this is best for guys who are under the age of 25. And then we have Mancera's Instant Crush. Basically, the one thing you always guarantee from Mancera is that they give you performance. They give you attention-grabbing fragrances that usually gets a lot of compliments. This is no exception. This is their take on the Baccarat Rouge DNA, but I think this is much better value for money. It's not too expensive. It lasts over 12 hours, very loud. It's got that Baccarat Rouge sweet, sexy, attention-grabbing sugariness mixed with a floral touch. It's a bit more creamy as well. So it's a creamy floral Baccarat Rouge. I think this is a phenomenal fragrance, one of the best from the brand. If you want to stand out in the club, get your nose on Instant Crush. For the summertime, you want one fragrance that you can wear casually when you're hanging out at the pool or the beach, and then one that you'll wear when you're a little bit more dressed up. Let's say you're wearing a white linen shirt with some loafers. I know, very specific. So let's start off with this fragrance. Versace Man Eau Fresh is your affordable option. You can easily blind buy this. This is very safe, fun, very cheap, less than $30. It has this very unique star fruit note in here. It's very much a fruit-based fragrance, but it reminds me definitely of being at a swimming pool. It has that effect to it. This literally smells like you're on holiday, but in a bottle. Very easy blind buy from Versace. And expect 4 to 6 hours of longevity, which is pretty good for this price tag. Or you spend a bigger chunk of your paycheck to get this. Allure Homme Edition Blanche by Chanel. Scent-wise, in my opinion, this is the best fragrance from the Allure Homme line. It may not necessarily get the most compliments from my experience anyways, but I think this is just masterclass perfumery. A very high class, elegant, lemony, sort of like a lemon meringue pie vibe is what people describe this as, with this very nice vanilla and musk in the dry down. Very smooth, just perfect perfumery. And I get 6 hours with this with a moderate projection. This again is a special occasion fragrance also in the warm weather. If you want to go to a wedding, for example, whether you're the best man or the groom or simply attending, this will work for you. I think this fragrance is one of my favorites of all time for the summer. So definitely try this if you haven't already, guys. I hope this video helps you out, guys. I've noticed that when people send me their collections through Instagram, for example, you'll get guys who are starting off and they've bought like 8 summer fragrances that all serve the same purpose. Hopefully this video makes you be able to reach for every single fragrance in your collection. You're not wasting money, you have variety. I want to ask you guys now, if you had to suggest 5 fragrances for people to buy, maybe blind buy even, to have a well-rounded collection, let's say it's somebody's first starting 5, in the same scenarios that I suggested, which ones would you recommend to people? It'd be interesting to see your list, guys. Make sure to have a fantastic day wherever you are. Check out all our other videos as well. They're also just as entertaining and informational. We'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.